Welcome to a new episode of Outside the Panels with your host, Johnny the Machine Hughes.
Welcome everyone to another episode of Outside the Panels. I am your host, Johnny the Machine Hughes, and joining me this time around is a new writer, creator on the block. It is Mr. Jack Harris. Jack, how's it going?
Hey, it's going great. How you doing, Johnny?
I'm very well, sir. Very, very well. You're here to talk to me about your project, Terminus Veil. What's the story? What's this book all about?
Yeah, so basically there's this private security team known as the Guardians International, and they protect kind of VIP people. They protect prototypes and inventions for basically weapons manufacturers, large scientific corporations, stuff like that. And across one of their jobs, they get attacked. That's just kind of a horrendous attack. Helicopters flying, missiles being shot at them, and it's just this something that's totally out of the norm for what they normally do. So that's kind of what the story's about, and it gets into some deeper mysteries about what's what they were transporting and the people who are trying to get after them. So
all right, so this is Bill Gates versus Apple, right? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, to an extent. I don't know if there's somebody. It's Bill Gates versus something, but I won't say it's quite like Apple. But it is definitely on that lines of corporate espionage and stealing IP type deal.
Cool. Just be careful. I'm using the Mac now, so if you diss Apple too much, my computer will go off.
True.
All right, excellent. Should we have a look at the cover and you can explain some stuff?
Yes, sir.
Boom, there you go. I've got to say that this cover looks gorgeous. Absolutely love this. Love it. Love a great establishing shot. And that pretty much is what you got here, right?
Yeah. And this was just kind of bringing all the some of the major characters that are in there. You got Bird right in that right hand corner, and Connor, and all the kind of characters that are featured out in this book. This is actually just an idea by the artist Jordan Gunnarsson, who kind of came up with this, what he wanted to kind of see on the cover. And so it just came out really well.
Yeah. I noticed on your bio on the webpage, which we'll show in a little while, you're a video game fan, comic book fan. So when we talk about your book, you've got action. I've had a look at the pages you've sent through. Kind of a bit like G.I. Joe meets James Bond, perhaps. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, that's a fair assessment. Yeah, I think it's definitely action. It's I'm heavily influenced by those 90s cartoons and all the 80s stuff, right? Like you said, G.I. Joe, Turtles, Transformers. That's my generation. So
that's your jam, isn't it? Excellent, cool.
Yeah.
So when you talk about comics, are you a Marvel DC guy, or are you purely just kind of independent? How's your?
I say I favor Marvel a lot. It's a lot of just stuff I follow. I follow X-Men. Like I said, the 90s was all about X-Men for me. But I'm a Image fan too. I mean, I love just what Image has been able to do over the years, and I still follow stories to them this day. Books that they have out. So, yeah.
How was the transition? How's the transition from kind of like a fan to actually getting your fingers dirty with ink and actually putting pen to paper?
Man, that's a good question. I mean, when I was a kid, that's what I thought I would do for a living. In all honesty, was make comics, and I was ended up being really good at math and not really good at art, and so my family kind of pushed me a different direction. But yeah, no, I mean it wasn't too crazy. I've been thinking of this story for a decade and writing on it slowly, and it was just, I felt like it was time to pull the trigger. So wasn't too difficult of a deal. But
I mean, how's that go? I mean, how do you keep the fires burning for a story? You say 10 years. I mean, there's a lot goes on in like 10 years. We've got I mentioned James Bond, but we've also got like a raft of Mission Impossible movies.
Right.
You know, and it's like every time you turn on the cinema, Tom Cruise is grinning at you about something, right? So,
True. True.
so it's kind of like, how do you manage to keep your story fresh when you've got so much action, espionage type stuff going on?
Well, I wanted it to make it. I guess I wanted to make it as detailed as possible I could, as far as the story, and really set the stage for the full story I wanted to tell. So take how do you keep it fresh? I don't know. It's something that I the concept when it came to me, like I said, it's so long ago now. It it resonated with me, and it was
Okay,
like right when I thought of it, and the years afterwards, it never left my mind. It was always something I knew I was gonna do.
cool.
So keeping it fresh isn't really hard because I could see myself doing this for another 10 years, and and I
Wow.
could still be focused on this soul story. So
Perfect. So the reason I ask is back in the day, I used to love the Highlander TV show. I don't know if you
yeah,
remember that, right? And like a complete idiot, I wrote this whole storyline about um, how he gets the quickening, but he wasn't expecting it, and it
okay.
changes his personality a little bit, and found out that the Watchers killed an immortal, and that's how they got the thing. Um, Lo and behold, I didn't do anything with it. Just sat in a drawer. Thought, it's just a bit of fan fiction. What do I know? The next year, 2 episodes had two of the things I put in there. I was like, man,
Oh,
why? Why are you on there? So when you've had this story for 10 years, do you not worry that someone like Mission Impossible or
no,
some of the TV? I mean, Netflix and Prime are doing so many new TV shows now. Do you not worry that they're
no.
gonna?
I thought that it's a part of this story is really close to some of the stuff that I see. I'm from Atlanta, and
Okay.
Terminus is kind of an old name for Atlanta. And it has there's a lot of stuff I draw from it. I don't know if it I could see there's one particular style of
Mm,
movie or style of book that makes me feel
okay.
like, oh, they're right on the vein of what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
Like I don't
Okay.
necessarily feel that.
Good. And that's what you're looking for, isn't it? That different vibe.
Yeah.
That's, and when you've got a book that means so much to you, you kind of get that. You make the name Terminus resonates with Atlanta and so on. So that's cool. Wait a second, Atlanta. Does that mean you're a Falcons fan?
Oh yeah, I know you're a Dolphins fan, right?
I don't know what you mean. What gave that away?
Yeah. Yeah, no, man. Yeah, I'm a Falcons fan. It's tough,
Are you,
tough times of it
are you
in
happy they
Falcon
got rid of?
fandom.
Are you happy they got
Uh,
rid of that Ryan?
I'm happy that Ryan's getting the opportunity to play with the team that's in a better position to win than we are.
Oh man, 28,
You know,
28-3. That's all I'm saying. 28-3.
yeah. I mean, I don't open those wounds. Don't open those wounds on me,
Dude,
machine. Don't
I'm
do
a,
that to me, man.
I'm a Dolphins fan. I've got like years of hurt. You've got one game. I've got years.
Yeah, but that game it's remembered by everyone, even people who
Yeah,
don't even know about football. Say 28-3, and it's like, yeah,
28-3. Right. Let's have some names then. Let's have some name checks for some of these characters. We'll go back to the cover and we'll have that going on.
yeah.
So, who is the young lady with the rifle at the front here?
Yeah, that's Bird, Amy Larkin. Her kind of code name is Bird, and she's a sniper for the most part. She's got with this team. She's been with this team for about a decade or so, and so she kind of knows the ropes of what they do. She's
Mhm.
very, very highly trained, very kind of cold-blooded to an extent as far as how she gets things done.
Right. The
And so
mission,
yeah,
not nothing else. All right, cool. And who's the this dude here with a really funky beard going on?
yeah, Connor Cad, and he's a little bit younger on the group. He's definitely more of a, and I don't want to go too, but he's a jackass. He's lewd jokes and rude
Yeah.
remarks. He's got a swift tongue, but he's also very very aware of what's going on in his surroundings. He
So
knows a lot about what to look for and things
so
of that nature.
So he's the Gambit of the group then, right? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, he's a bit of Gambit. Yeah, I'd say that. Yeah.
Who's this gentleman at the back?
That's Dash, and he's kind of a rookie. He's
Yeah.
basically just joined, and so in this firefight that they get in, it's a bit shell shocked at first, because like, hey, just expecting to be driving a box to a place and not helicopters raining fire on you, but
Yeah.
so he's a new guy to the group.
And the young lady with the lovely side, the partner
Yeah,
going on there.
yeah, that's Sue, and she's a bit new herself, but she works a lot on they've got a bit of tech that they like to use. She's got some drones that she likes to use.
She's the
Um,
girl. She's the girl in the chair.
yeah. So she's got a lot of their tech side covered.
Right, cool. And the guys in the background, who are these? Are these
So
bad guys or good guys? Or
to the left we got some bad guys, and the first one is Dar, and he's kind of the one with the mask up, basically right behind the Terminus. He's the leader of this mercenary group that's pretty much raining fire on these boys here. And to the left of him is kind of his right hand man, and then to the right of him, with no mask on, that's Maxwell. He's another member of the group, a more older member of the group of the Guardians, and just one of those kind of trusted, veteran guys that you can trust and depend on, type of deal.
cool. So how did you give each one a separate voice? Because I assume as a writer, it's really hard to make them kind of distinctive.
Yeah, I went through a set of concept art with some artists before I even started the book, and just really tried to describe as best as I could, take pictures from the internet of people and kind of model it and say, hey, something like this, to kind of give them that distinct feel, so that it wouldn't be, just like, hey, the same person type deal.
Yeah, you've got to. I suppose they've got to be distinctive in their own rights, and they've got to be consistent with that look.
Yes.
So, what was it kind of like? You've got this story. It's been it's been percolating in your head for the last 10 years or so, and now you've had to give some of that up to Jordan to do the art. How does that make you feel, to give up some of that control, to say, Jordan?
Yeah, it's a scary. It's it's your baby, right? And like I said, when it's 10 years, it's definitely been sitting on you. I I trusted the process of finding Jordan when he signed on. It was like the greatest. It felt so good, right? Just to see somebody who's established as he was. But he, once he got it, and I think I seen the first couple of pages he returned, and I was just like, oh, okay, there's nothing to worry about. Like, that nervousness that you have kind of leaves, because you're starting to see what he's doing with it, and you're like, oh, okay, no, like, you don't have to be worried. Like,
you open it up like this. Do I want to yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Well, I think we might give some credit where credit's due then. So you were kind enough to send us some art. So let's have a look. See. Oh yeah, there's one page. I've got to say, love this panel. Love this whole page. This big sort of like panel here at the bottom. Love the details in the background, in the truck. It's not just a dead empty space. It's actually got some use in there. I absolutely think that this page looks great.
Yeah, this is Jordan in his element, man. And I tried to, when I was writing this, to give him as much ability to have the space, not feel like it's so confined to dialogue, because like I said, action is what I want people to feel, and he took this and just it's beautiful,
So what sort of writer are you then? You mentioned you're a Marvel fan. Are you a Marvel style writer where you just give like the briefest of kind of outlines, or do you go whole hog? This is what I want. This is the camera angle. This is what they're going to be wearing.
I'm somewhere in between. I don't control angles. I don't want to be that. I think you hire an artist to show their vision. So I don't want them to feel like, hey, like I know it's a better look than you all the time. There's sometimes where I feel like, hey, part of this story, part of this for this panel particularly, like I might want this angle. I try to have the script fully written out. I don't, I've read the one of the books by the great Mr. Lee, and I don't know if I could do as loose of a script sometime that I think maybe the Marvel standard is.
Well, very much was back in the day when he was writing all the books. So I think it's kind of a dying trend now with the. I think the audiences are a lot more mature for comic books now. So it kind of lends itself. So do you find that when you, I get that you want to be like the artist, like you want Jordan to have some control over what they're showing and what angle and so on. Are there key elements that have to be in there, like little, I suppose, nuggets of clues to other things?
Yes, there are, and as I say, there are panels where I I'm calling the shot. And typically just writing as much of the panel description, the scene description as I can, to get as close as what I'm seeing, in my mind's eye, to be on paper. But like I said, I don't think that's not the majority of the pages I write, I would say.
I totally get that. Do you find then that do you keep the kind of tricks and the kind of secrets, do you keep them close to your chest? Only let Jordan know when he needs them, or does Jordan know the whole thing?
Yeah,
so I can pester him to get the answers. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he's got the whole script to the first issue, and I mean that's I gave it fully to him. Like was no piecemealing of the script. I gave him all the character profiles. Is there all parts of the story that I know that don't aren't in issue 1? Yeah, of course. But for the most part, I wasn't. I try to be as transparent as I can with
Cool. Good shout. Excellent. Okay, so that's page uno done. Let's have a look at the next one. So we should have page 2 come up in a sec. So we've got some facial elements. Always a hard thing to do, I always think, facial elements on comic books. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. I have to say, on this occasion, absolutely, totally works. Look at that bottom panel there, the shop. It's like, what?
Yeah, man. That's amazing.
That works. I noticed that Jordan has an inker as well, right?
Yes. B. Rolfs, Deborah Rolfs. She's worked on issue 1, and as well as she's working on issue 2 with us as well. And yeah, she's really good. Just it's one of those. I'm learning the whole process of putting a book together on this book. So she just does a great job.
Do you get involved in the conversation between Jordan and B, or do you kind of let them do their magic?
I'm kind of in the middle more, I would say, mainly because we're all remote, and it's the process is usually, there's a time I wasn't sure if we were going to go with an inker where we were in the middle of penciling.
Really? Whose choice is to go for an inker? Is it your choice, the editor's choice, or is it Jordan's choice?
It was my choice, ultimately, and part of it was based off some feedback I got from colorists when I started to look for colors.
Wow.
And that they were, a lot of them felt more comfortable working with inks than with just going straight from pencil to color.
And is Jordan a digital artist, or does he do old school?
He's old school pencil. Yeah, I don't think he does digital quite at all. It's all old school pencil. Cool. Yeah.
Well, that'll be the idea of why the inker comes in then, to give it that strength of the line, I suppose, so that colorists who do work digitally will be able to see it better.
Yeah.
Cool, excellent. I talk about the colors. Colors are, is it Yulia Shetsova?
Yes, Yulia, and
that's it, right?
Yes, that is it. Yes, it's I believe a Ukrainian name, and she's out there. So I hope she's doing well.
Is she in the Ukraine at the minute? Or?
Yes, that's where she's from. I don't know if she's there currently, but when she was working on the book, she was.
Okay. I hope her family's all right with what's going on over there.
Yeah. And she's really good. I mean, I had a initial when we first started the process. There's another colorist we were working with, and we just couldn't work it all the way through. And so
Mm.
back in I don't know July, August, I was I'm new at this, so I'm panicking. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, what do I do? I gotta go find a new colorist, and and I just remember seeing her work and just the way she put the shading of the colors, it was just I was like, this is amazing, and I was like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
shoot my shot. I'm gonna shoot my shot, and it worked out, and yeah, it's just like some of these panels, it's because of that color that she really brings out. That makes it to life, brings it to life.
I said this recently on another pod. I think colors are probably the bane of small books, small published books, because I think sometimes the colors can come across quite flat and quite just like no tone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
No
I know
nuance.
what
Yeah, it's
I
like
agree.
there's green, not shades of green. It's green.
Right. Yeah. Like it's like they like almost like they never made it out of flats.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Exactly right. Spot on. And I
Yeah.
think one of the things that really impressed me looking at the art for Terminus was just how well the colors looked. I mean, when you talk about coloring process, you've got books like Zenoscope, who are, regardless of whether you like the cheesecake or not, their coloring process is by far one of the best in the comic books. Yeah. And they've got obviously the big guys at DC who are working on the Bat books and stuff like that. It kind of just makes you realize that, to get that style of digital coloring on an indie book, a small press book, it's just amazing. It makes your book stand out a million times better. Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. It's I was like that. You start the process and you never know what you're gonna kind of end out at. But I was really happy with
Yeah.
from all sides of that, the
Cool.
creative.
Cool. Excellent. All right. We're going to take a quick break for one of our adverts for our other shows. Are you a figures guy? Do you like figures, Jack?
Figures?
Like toy figures, like Batman figures and stuff like that? Or are you a comic book guy?
I'm a comic book guy.
And you're a Marvel guy, right?
I'm a
So,
Marvel guy. Yeah.
in that case, you know what? It's time for this advert. This is the No Price Podcast. Check it out. There you go. The No Price Podcast drops alternate Tuesdays. Keep you up to date with everything Marvel, including Disney and the MCU. So I imagine there's going to be a busy time for them. What with Doctor Strange and the MacGuffin of the MacGuffin verse coming out this weekend. And of course, the long-awaited Obi-Wan series, which is what I'm really hoping
man,
for.
yeah,
That's going to look the bomb.
yeah.
All right, okay. So I'm going to throw up another panel or page. Let's go with this one. Whilst we're looking at this, fantastic. I mean, look at that. Look at that mountain range. Just look how good that looks.
Yeah, man.
Man,
Yeah.
the book is this. This is self-published, right?
This
Or
is
do you have
self-published. Yes. Yes.
You didn't go the crowdfunding. You didn't go Kickstarter. You didn't.
No.
What was it? What was the reason for bypassing Kickstarter and
Man,
Indiegogo?
I think like again, this idea is hell or high water. I was going to put it out. It's kind of the way I looked at it, and so it's too close to me for me to sit on the first time around and say, all right, let's crowdfund and then not meet a goal and take
Oh, right,
that
okay.
feel right. I was like, I'd rather just look at the sales and say, all right, we got some work to do more than put it in crowdfunding. And I think there's there may be a time in the future where I go that route. But right now, I just felt like it was it was better just to do it on my own and learn as much as I could about the process through and
Yeah,
through.
that's a really good answer. Looking at the quality of the book, I don't think you need crowdfunding. I think you're fine as you are. Absolutely. I think, it's a great concept. Ties into, action adventure. You've got a good cast of characters going on. It looks great.
Thank you, thank you.
So, I think now is the perfect time to get in and get books out. I tell you what it reminds me of a little bit, which I don't know if it's the art or if it's the colors or if it's just the overall feel. It reminds me of a book that came out recently, Gun Honey. Have you seen that from Titan, I think it is, or Hardcase Comics? It's basically about an assassin who has to try and get guns into places to set up crimes for people.
Okay, okay.
It's really good. You should check it out.
I might check that one out.
But it's the art's different, but the actual tone of what you're trying to do isn't. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So no, I mean, again, look at the details. Turn the ignition. You've got the people in the back there, and it's the color scheme of the mountains was brilliant. Yeah. So, are these any mountains in particular? Like the old Star Trek mountains that are always in Star Trek episodes.
No, it's a place out. Yeah, the idea of this scene is a place out in Denver. It's just Ouray. I'm not sure how to say it. I've seen it, but I don't know. I've never heard anyone say the city. But I like the idea of it's kind of a one-way to the city for 50 miles type of deal, like in between a mountain road. And I just thought, that's the perfect place to be trapped, right? That's the perfect place to be attacked.
Sounds like an ambush waiting to happen.
Yeah, it's an ambush waiting to happen, right? And so,
an ambush waiting to happen. I hear you say, no, surely not. No,
right.
No, I don't think that happens at all. I mean, you wouldn't do that, would you?
No, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
there you go.
Yes.
Check out the Airwolf there.
Yeah, when I got this page back, from pencils and from Jordan, I was just like, oh man, like all the decisions I made to this point were good. That's how it felt. It was like I seen this, I was like, yeah, this is exactly that. Like pairing out. You see that large machine gun, you know what's coming, right? You know what's about to happen, and that's it gives you that action feel of a movie almost to an extent.
There's a strafing going on, just what's going on there. Is that the big goal then, to get picked up by a cross media type of event?
No, I don't necessarily. It's a big goal. I mean, I know I'll be doing the game. I'm a programmer in my day life, and I know I'll be working on a game for it. I am currently working on a game for it, but no, not. I mean, if luck has it and we get to do a movie or something like that, yeah, that'd be great. But really, it's just about telling the story. That's bigger to me than accurately telling it how I want to see it, more than. I mean, I'm not rejecting money if someone wants to throw lots of money at me. But
I can imagine you just Netflix knock on your door and say, "No, sorry, man, no thanks."
All right, but no, I mean, like I want to see the story told and feel the completion of it being told, and I think that if I let the same lifestyle I have now is what I have 10 years from now, but I got a chance to tell the story, that'd be a success to me. That'd be super success. So
excellent. So with the book, so the game that you're coming out, is it going to be PlayStation, Xbox?
Yeah, so that's the hope. I can't guarantee that. I can guarantee PC, because there's no red tape to get into PC, while there's a little bit of hurdles you have to jump to get to working with Sony and working with Microsoft and actually releasing on their platform. And the idea is kind of, if you've ever played the Punisher game from back in the 90s, it's kind of a beat 'em up. Oh, well, it's a fun one.
I'll be honest with you, right? I'll be honest with you. I'm going to be super honest. I own 4 games, right?
Okay.
Yeah, 3 of them have the word Batman and Arkham in the title.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
The other one's Madden 16.
Madden 16. I got that one too. I got actually all. I own all 4 of those games.
So and the reason why, and people laugh at me when I say this, the reason why I've got 16 is I like the way that the menus work.
Okay.
That's fine. And I don't think to myself, oh, I tell you what, I'm going to spend £60 on another American football game where the Dolphins suck. I might as well just keep the one I've got.
Understood. I'm a on a year, off a year Madden player. I play it, but I can't. Yeah, I'm with you even here. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna see this Falcons have a subpar roster again. Oh, okay, yeah, totally what I want to play.
Yeah. It was great. So yeah, I mean, I will be honest. It's not just Madden. I think about a lot of the games, like the wrestling games, the football game, everything that comes out on a yearly basis. I think to myself, it's got to be the same game that I've already played, but with like better rosters or better players. And I'm like, you know what? If I enjoy the gameplay of the game I've got, I don't want to have to fanny around and learn a new one. I just want to play the one that I've got. Thanks. So yeah.
Are you in the market of possibly buying that new Gotham Knights game?
Yeah, I'll be getting that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Although I'll tell you this, I didn't like Gotham. I didn't like Arkham Knights. I didn't like that at all. I thought too much Batmobile. Not a fun. Yeah. I want to play Batman. I don't want to play GTA Gotham. Thanks.
True. That's a bit what it is, right? I do like jumping out of the Batmobile. I do like just the fact you can kind of shoot yourself out of it and just glide through the city. But yeah,
I don't know. It's just maybe I'm also my favorite one's Origins. And I know people hate that. They say it's not a proper Batman game, but no, I like it. I like Origins. I think it's classic.
Well, I mean, I like the whole Arkham series has been really good to me. I love the fact that you really can't just button mash. You kind of have to play it like Batman and sit underneath a floor or something.
Yeah, jump from a gargoyle. My wife has more video games than me. Although to be fair, they're equally as tepid. She likes the Lego games. So I recently bought a Lego, the new Skywalker saga thing.
Okay.
And I have to do the flying bit. She doesn't like it when you have to go flying around the place. So I'm like, at least I get to fly the Millennium Falcon. Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Cool. Let's have a look at your websites for some information.
Yeah.
Give me 2 seconds to dig it up. Boom. There we are, and there it is. Ta-da! All right. In the past year, there has been a significant rise in theft. I should do voiceover work of cutting-edge technology. One private security team is caught in the middle and must find out who's responsible for these violent robberies if they want to keep their clients happy and stay alive. Again, look at that picture. Yeah, what a great. I mean, it's just well put together. Absolutely well put together. So you get a physical comic and a T-shirt for $20. Is that stateside only?
Yes, right now stateside only. We're still working out how to do all the shipping across everywhere. It's a little,
cool.
It's a little different, but yeah.
When that happens, I'll take a T-shirt, extra large.
No, I got you. I'm sending you one before then. You'll get one before then. Don't worry, man. I appreciate this, so you'll get one.
The cover there for the digital book again looks fantastic, and then some more information about yourselves and the creators, which it's again really put together really well. You know what? You deserve all the success with this. You absolutely totally do.
I hope I get some of it.
It just looks great. It looks like the finished article already, man. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
It's kind of it's just so great that you can just see it straight away, and it's like boom, you know.
Yeah.
We had the scroll there going for the website. It is dead easy to remember. All it is basically is terminusveil.com. I'm sure you'll be able to manage that, right?
Yeah.
And again, for Instagram, the link is there for you, or you can just go to your Instagram account and hit in Terminus Veil even. My English accent is destroying words again. And you will be fine. So okay. So how many issues are we talking about to tell your story from start to finish?
Man, I don't have a full count in all honesty. I have a plan of I know I'm to tell the kind of the first arc of the story is 4 issues.
All right. Okay.
Um, and we're set to come out with issue 2 in June, and hopefully August for 3rd, and around maybe October for the 4th. And once we get to the 4th, we'll do a trade, and once we have that trade, that's when we'll really try to push to get it in stores and do all the book stuff.
Cool. I think you're on a winner. I absolutely do. I think there's a whole crowd of people who like G.I. Joe, and I think there's a whole crowd of people who want adult G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I think that your book, feeds that itch. It feeds that desire there. Are you going to look for a publisher, or are you happy being self-published?
When I get to issue 4, we get to the trade, it'll be a full type of reevaluation of where, if I had to go self-published, like I said, the whole time, like that wouldn't be a problem. There's some stuff on the business operation marketing that right now, like, man, it'd be nice to be with a publisher. So,
it depends. I guess it depends where you is, because I mean, you got to think, going with a publisher, you're absolutely right. You get the full court press and all that. You've got your PR and everything, but you also need to worry about a little bit of editorial control, right?
Yes, correct, right. And creative control, and that's a big part for me. Like I said, this isn't. I don't consider myself a traditional writer in the sense that I'm not looking to write another story for another 10 years or whatever. Like, this is the story I want to write, and I want to write it for a long time. So,
let's put our heads together then. So you're looking for a company that supports creator rights, and you want to work on this book for quite some time. I can think of a couple of publishers who might be interested.
Oh well, hey man, I'm open. I'm game. I'm always game to grow and
I'll send you some names later then.
Okay, cool, man. Thank you.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, I don't know what'll happen, but there are companies out there that I know that do cater to the longevity idea rather than so that's cool. I like that idea. Right, so issue one is it done, ready to go?
Yeah, issue 1's done. You can buy it from my site. You can buy it from Amazon digitally. We look to have it on Amazon for the physical copies as well. We haven't worked that quite out yet, but in the process of that, hoping to have that done before June. But yeah, issue 1 is, I mean, like I said, you can get it from our site. We got it. We got it physical and digital. So
yeah, okay. Let's boom. So we'll have that going there. There it is. Check out the website so you can purchase your own copy of the book, digital across the world, of course, and for US you get your physical copies, and of course, try and get that T-shirt because it looks the bomb. It looks the bomb.
Please do. Yes.
All right, excellent. Book's out now. Check the website. Jack Harris, thank you so much for spending the time with me.
Thank you for having me. Like, I appreciate this. It was great, man. It was great. You're great first time.
No, excellent. Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it. It's a blast when we get somebody so focused on what they want and what they're trying to do, and then they put together a great product as well. So
thank you.
Can't fault it. Can't fault you, sir. All right, excellent. So don't forget to check out the UCPN for all your favorite shows, including, because we know Jack's going to be watching it next, the No Prize podcast for all his Marvel X-Men stuff that's going on right now.
Yeah, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I want to know what everybody thinks about Multiverse of Madness, man. I'm watching that tonight.
The MacGuffin of MacGuffin. All right.
Okay. Yeah, man. You know, okay.
Not that
it's time.
Not
it's
that being
time.
cynical at all. No,
it's time for it. It's time for it.
If Batman turns up halfway through, I know things have gone wrong.
You know things have gone excellent. That's.
Oh, did you like the last Batman movie?
Oh yeah, man. I like the Robert Pattinson Batman, man. I thought, you know, he's a little he's a little different to me. That, you know, he's a slimmer Bruce Wayne when you see him as Wayne, and you're like, man, I always think Wayne is a little more big, but you know, when he has that suit on, he's an animal in the movie. So yeah.
That's good. All right, okay. So we're gonna let Jack go and watch Doctor Strange. I'm gonna edit this so you can watch it live or when it goes live. I've been your host, Johnny the Machine Hughes. As always, adios.
All right, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Visit undercovercapes.com for the latest and greatest podcasts via the Undercover Capes Podcast Network. Also visit our parent company website, comiccrusaders.shop, all about comic pop culture.